Welcome, let's journey together into tonight's peaceful story. Gazania and Daisy, finding where they belong. This story is about Gazania, a human, and Daisy, a river nymph, who find a sense of belonging through their friendship. In a lush, green valley, surrounded by towering mountains, lived a human named Gazania. Though she had many friends in the nearby village, she often felt like something was missing. One day, as the sun dipped low in the sky, she decided to take a walk by the crystal-clear river that meandered through the valley. As she strolled along the riverbed, she noticed a shimmering figure sitting by the water's edge. Gazania approached slowly and realized it was a river nymph named Daisy. Daisy had delicate wings that sparkled in the sunlight, and a gentle, flowing gown that seemed to be woven from the river's very water. "Hello," Gazania called softly. "Who are you?" Daisy turned and smiled warmly. "I am Daisy, guardian of this river," she replied. The two quickly became friends, spending their days exploring the beautiful valley and learning from one another. Daisy showed Gazania the secret paths that led to breathtaking waterfalls and hidden glades filled with rare flowers. In return, Gazania told stories of the human world, sharing knowledge and laughter. As time passed, they both realized that they had found in each other what they had been longing for, a true sense of belonging. One evening as they sat by the river, Daisy took Gazania's hand. "You have brought so much joy to my life," Daisy said. "Indeed to mine," Gazania replied. At that moment, the river seemed to sing with happiness, reflecting the shimmering moon and stars. From then on, Gazania no longer felt something was missing. She had found her place beside Daisy, and together, they cherished every moment, knowing they belonged exactly where they were meant to be. Let's journey on with another heartwarming story. Bellflower and Lily's Adventure of Faith. This story is about Bellflower, who teaches adventurous child Lily the power and beauty of faith through a memorable journey, leaving Lily with a newfound sense of hope and wonder. In a quaint little village nestled between rolling green hills and azure blue streams, there lived a gentle-hearted woman, Bellflower. She had a serene smile that could calm even the most turbulent of hearts. One fine spring morning, Bellflower was tending to her garden filled with vibrant flora when a curious child named Lily wandered by. Lily, with her bright eyes and an insatiable curiosity for the world, asked Bellflower if she ever believed in something beyond the ordinary, something magical. Bellflower, kneeling by the roses, looked up at Lily and said, "Faith, dear Lily, is the most extraordinary magic of all." Intrigued, Lily asked if Bellflower could show her what faith looked like. Bellflower smiled and asked, "Do you believe we can find a hidden treasure in these hills?" Lily's eyes sparkled with excitement, and she nodded fervently. And so they set off on an adventure, weaving through tall grasses and over babbling brooks. The deeper they ventured into the hills, the more enchanting everything seemed. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of wildflowers, and the melodic songs of birds guided them further. Bellflower told Lily stories of faith, of ancient travelers, who trusted that their hearts would lead them home. She explained that faith was like an unseen thread, connecting them to a grander design, one that promised hope and love. As they climbed higher, Lily found herself gathering courage she didn't know she had. She saw the world with new eyes, filled with beauty and hidden marvels. Suddenly, they came upon a breathtaking view atop a hill. The village looked like a tiny masterpiece in the distance. Bellflower turned to Lily and said, "Do you feel it, Lily? This magnificence, this serenity, it is born from faith." Lily, holding Bellflower's hand, felt an overwhelming sense of peace and wonder. They sat down, and Bellflower revealed a small wooden box she had been carrying. Inside was a locket that symbolized the bond of faith. She gave it to Lily, telling her that as long as she believed in the goodness of the world, she would always find her way. The sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the hills. They made their way back home, the experience of the day etched in their hearts forever. Lily, now wiser and filled with a newfound hope, promised Bellflower she would cherish the locket and the lessons she had learned. As night wrapped the village in a blanket of stars, Lily fell asleep with a smile, her heart brimming with faith. Let's explore the next peaceful journey. Zinnia and Achillea, Beneath the Stars. This story is about Zinnia and her fairy Achillea, whose bond was so powerful that it lit up a guiding star in the sky. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled in the heart of a lush valley, there lived a young woman named Zinnia. Zinnia was known for her gentle heart and her love for nature. One day, while wandering through the forest, she discovered a small, injured parrot. Zinnia gently picked up the fragile creature and decided to name him Achillea. With her tender care, Achillea soon recovered, and the two became inseparable friends. Every night, Zinnia and Achillea would sit beneath the sprawling oak tree in their garden, gazing up at the stars. And they often told Achillea stories about the constellations and the myth behind them. Achillea, with his bright, curious eyes, seemed to understand every word. One particularly clear night, Zinnia noticed a new star twinkling brightly in the sky. She whispered to Achillea that it must be a magical star, symbolizing their unbreakable bond. The nights flew by, filled with laughter and shared dreams. Zinnia crossed a cozy little nest for Achillea inside, lined with the softest moss and delicate flowers. Despite being different species, they communicated through their hearts. Zinnia learned so much from Achillea's unspoken wisdom. Their adventures were endless. They danced with the fireflies, swam in the moonlit creek, and chased shadows in the twilight. Their favorite activity, however, was stargazing. As the moonlight cast a silver glow over everything, Zinnia would dream out loud, weaving stories of hope and wonder. Achillea would nuzzle close, his tiny heartbeats echoing her words. On a mystical night, as they watched a meteor shower, Zinnia made a wish. She wished for their friendship to last forever, and for them to always find joy in the stars. Achillea looked up at her, his eyes filled with love and trust. Little did they know, their bond was so powerful that it lit up a star in the sky, which would forever guide lost souls home. Zinnia and Achillea knew they had found something rare and beautiful, a friendship that transcended the earthly realm and reached the heavens. And from that day forward, they cherished every moment under the stars, knowing their light would never fade. Another story begins to bring you warmth. William and Clover's Whimsical Evening. This story is about a boy named William who meets an air elemental named Clover, and together, they experience a magical and whimsical evening, soaring through the skies and creating unforgettable memories. In a quaint village at the edge of a sprawling forest, a boy named William lived with his family. Enthralled by tales of adventure, William spent his days exploring the woods, always hoping for something magical to happen. Little did he know, his life was on the brink of an extraordinary encounter. One golden evening, as the sun did low, casting a warm glow over the treetops, William discovered an unusual clearing he had never seen before. The air seemed to shimmer, and the leaves rustled with an unnatural energy. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, he stepped forward, finding himself in the presence of an air elemental named Clover. Clover had a translucent, ethereal form that danced with the wind, her essence sparkling like sunlight through crystal. William's eyes widened in awe, and a warm smile spread across his face. "Who are ye?" he asked entranced. "I am Clover, I'll blood," her voice whispery and melodic. "I watch over the forest, and ensure the wind sings through the trees." William felt an immediate bond with the playful spirit. "Would you like to play?" Clover asked, her eyes trembling. Without a moment's sideways hesitation, William nodded. Clover swooped round William, lifting him gently off the ground. With a laugh that echoed through the clearing, they soared above the treetops, the forest unfolding beneath them like a vast emerald tapestry. Clover guided him through the clouds, their vapor trails painting whimsical patterns in the sky. They swooped and spun, chasing the last rays of the setting sun. "The look," Clover said, pointing to a group of birds flying in perfect formation. "He fits joined them." With a wave of her hand, they were among the flock, feeling the rhythmic beat of wings around them. William marveled at the sensation of wind in his hair and the freedom of flight. Below, the village appeared as tiny as his toys, the river winding through like a silver ribbon. Their adventure continued deep into the night. When stars began to sparkle above, Clover led William to a peaceful glade. "Here will follow, so I'm off," she whispered, and with a graceful motion, she conjured tiny tornadoes of stardust that danced round them, illuminating the space in a gentle glow. William's heart swelled with joy and contentment. He knew this night would become one of his most cherished memories. As dawn approached, Clover gently lowered him back to the forest floor. "I love you, Clover," William said, his voice full of emotion. "But you'll never forget this." Clover smiled softly. "Nor will I, dear William. Remember, the magic of the forest will always be with you." With one final swirl, she vanished into the breeze, leaving behind a gentle hint of her presence in the rustling leaves. William returned home, the enchantment of that whimsical evening forever etched in his heart. Good night, and may peace fill your night.